The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour as we come into it up 91 points on the S&P cash. Dow's up 701, NASDAQ's up 237. Russell's up, the big boy up today, almost 2.6%, up almost 52. Oh, boy. So the question is, we had a lot of volume on the way down. Do we have some decent volume on the way up? And the answer is yes. Not quite as good as yesterday on the downside and or other days where we had 9.5 billion shares as we started this show, but 8.5 billion shares on the way up. So actually some fairly good stuff. I wrote in the newsletter this morning that options were very bullish. I was hoping that we'd get a pullback early in the morning on something like Powell saying something untoward and getting a chance of my 4250 before expiration, but we didn't get it. It just started climbing and going higher. But options, as we said, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days ago, really pointed to a fairly bullish expiration. Of course, that's right into the FOMC meeting. Wasn't sure this morning when I was looking at even more bullish options data, if it wasn't sniffing out that maybe there was a ceasefire coming or something like that. I didn't really think it was Powell saying that there wouldn't be anything more than 0.25%. As far as I can tell from reading the headlines, that's probably the more ideal. Once that was out, we started seeing the fund buying come in. And we've got one more day of it, so maybe can it hang up here? The question is that as good as it gets? Options point to about 44.50, which, you know, we've got the lion's share of that today. But the question is, do we just go up there and flop around and then fail when they actually do raise the rates on the 16th? I don't know if there's a whole lot left, but I do like the volume at least today. It gives you a little bit of hope that there's a little more on the bone than less. But this is a bipolar market, or as I like to say in the newsletter each morning, a manic depressive market. And you really don't know which, if the patient is taking his lithium today. I don't know what you take when you get manic. I know when you're depressed, you get your lithium. Or maybe it's your lithium when you get manic. I don't know. All I know about that kind of stuff is from James Taylor. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. And I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. And I found some days where you could not find a friend. Anyway, that's kind of the market as far as I can tell out here. Volume is good, though, which is kind of interesting after some heavy volume down days. But, yeah, the options continue to show fairly well. First message of the day was from something about Kathy and ARK. Great call on the TLT reversal. Really looked like it had hit highs we talked about the other day. And that's probably a good idea. That one was kind of the key to watch. And you had kind of a bit of a Gartley pattern in it. I kind of like it when the Gartley patterns take more than 2 candles to get the C to D leg in, but that's kind of what you had into yesterday. Today is a pullback, but not a lot of juice so far. I think it's going to take a little bit more, but maybe at least everybody ganging up on the Ruskies. Powell being rather dovish on anything more than 0.25%. Why there's at least 3, maybe 4 people pushing for a 0.5%. So I think, what do they have? 9? That's it. Thanks. Thanks. I won't even tell anybody who you are. But yes. 877-927-6648. Tomorrow we have Tim Ord on. So start getting your questions ready for him. At this point, I don't see a whole lot. We'll take a look at the cues since those seem to be kind of the weakest. Let's clean this up out here. I mean, you really don't have much in the technology sector. I think a lot of the industrials and non-tech stuff was kind of sold off a bit, and that's kind of where the money's going now. What else did we have? A couple of people emailing in before the show about the stocks in the industrial complex, the military industrial complex, about the advancing three soldiers out here in the candlestick pattern, and why I said I would have sold instantly. You got almost a 30-point pullback in Lockheed Martin. What was the other one out here? Northrop. Is this Northrop Grumman? Yeah. A little less on the Northrop Grumman. You had a little better volume in this one than you had yesterday. But again, you had to think that it was going to stop it down 20 this morning. Long term, well, it sounds like the Ruskies are going to keep things up. So probably going to be okay, but I think you're going to at least want to have a little bit more of a retracement before you go after them now. But I'm a big fan. I'm going to say the batting average is about 80% of selling 3 drives or 3 advancing soldiers. You get 3 big candles like you get that after the sideways action. And that's generally all you're going to get. Again, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com, and we shall move onwards and upwards. I got about a minute here. We'll do history, and then we'll move on.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1997, a date in history, during a hearing on Microsoft's alleged antitrust activities, wasn't alleged, they were found guilty, Bill Gates admits Microsoft's contracts bar internet content providers from promoting Netscape's browser. Eventually, Internet Explorer dominates the web browser market as it's shipped for free with every copy of Windows. And of course, now Chrome is about 65% of all the business from Google. Of course, you got a handful of other people out there. If you're a Mac person, what is it? Opera, and you got an alternate Firefox on Windows. But that's underneath the covers now, all of them use the same engine, Chrome engine, Google. So not a dime's different between all of them, really. For the most part now. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TESS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TESS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TESS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
As we look at it, we looked at the TLT already, didn't we? So yeah, you had your pull back into the gap, gave it all up here today, and more, probably heading back down. As we're back on risk on out here, we'll see whether 4,400 can hold back all the fun buying today. But it looks like it all kind of came in at once. Maybe they were just waiting for him, or maybe they saw the green light with the text of Powell's testimony this morning at 10 o'clock. But I remember I got up at like 3 in the morning, and the S&Ps were down 50 points. I was hoping that I'd get an opportunity to get everybody up and get them long at 42.50. Got close, but of course, by the time the market opened, a little less so. Got several questions on NVIDIA. I just signed up for their big dog and pony for machine learning, which I think's the 22nd or 23rd. Maybe it's the 24th. All I remember is I signed up this morning because the sign up was then. So you can go on and watch all the online stuff that they're doing. Not much going on other than it's out there again. Tech's kind of the weak sister out here today. If you can say being up 1.8% is weak, but certainly a lot of these stocks are not seeing the kind of drive that they did before. There is fairly high short interest in Advanced Micro and some of these others, but you're really not doing anything. If you looked at this on any other day, not a big deal. Microsoft, as it tries to flirt around the $300 level, been hanging out right at 300 today. Ideally, if you wanted to short this thing, or if you bought it on the dip, you're looking at about 307. You've got a nice double gap there, so 307.50-ish. Maybe 308. This would probably find a top if the volume remains light out here. So that may be another couple of days. We've had some kind of stocks come out with earnings. Most of them gave, if they popped fairly well, they gave it up fairly quickly. 3D Systems was one yesterday. I didn't talk about it, but had a nice pop, gave it all back and a little bit more today. To start the day off this morning, we had CRM, which opened up strong and then gave it all up also. So some of these that are doing a little bit better than you would think, kind of bearish out there. More questions about CCJ. Did anything change in China? I don't think so. This is just back up to resistance. The downside is you don't have the volume you really need. So this would say without kind of some kind of event, it's going to be tough to break through the 2654 of January 5th. It had 16 million shares. You know, you had like 14 million shares a couple of days ago, which is pretty good. But you needed just a little bit more, and you've got light volume on a little slider higher high. My guess is this could pull back to about 2350. Maybe on the next ABC move, it could get going higher. More questions about the IBB and what I see. Nothing's really changed on this. Everything I hear continues to be the drumbeat of there's bigger problems for these big vaccine industrial complex stocks where they may have placed rather fast and loose with regulations. And it may be a lot worse than even the whistleblowers have been saying. But just kind of, you know, not much of anything. You did kind of get off the lows, but you really haven't picked up much. And on fund buying on a day like this, you really see where the money is going for fund buying. Tesla, yeah, you just got two more dojis out here. Of course, he, if you believe the media, he viciously attacked the president. If you read the emails, he was punking them for saying that I actually am not using any gas, but you won't mention me. You're promoting other companies where I've actually did it. So I don't know. Which one's the worst? Which one's side are you on? Can you vote none of the above? Anyway, Musk continues to poke the bear when it comes to government officials. Not winning friends or influencing people too much other than his own pack or cadre of, or I dare say cult of EV worshipers. But it's just kind of going sideways. I just got my announcement here. Join us for this Out of the World event, March 22nd for NVIDIA. I'm already signed up for it. I'm working on many things, many things for the stock market in assisted living, artificial intelligence. And of course, I really don't like that word. I think machine learning is much better. Still short Moderna. I don't see much going on there. What is it? PFE. I wanted to see how this thing did, if there was anything up. You got to bounce. Still nowhere close to where I would want to short it to get the risk reward correct, which is about 53. But maybe worse things are happened. But you got three gaps. You go fill those, and then that maybe be setting up for the big move lower. Out of this, they're going to be on the cloud. Okay. We looked at CRE. What is he? We haven't looked at Google for a while, and Amazon. They're not generally my first go-tos. I thought Amazon had the best chart coming off those tested lows. Google, you had the one day, and you've kind of gone sideways for 4 days. Again, even on today with 100 points up in the S&Ps, you probably should be seeing a little bit more out of these folks. Take a look at the ones from the deepest, darkest part of the forest, otherwise known as Amazon. Didn't quite get back down there, did get into previous lows on lighter volume. So I don't know what you can say about this, but 4 days sideways also in that. So while you've got the indexes going, I don't know if there's that much to really crow about other than everything is just up a bit in fund buying. What else do we have? Question about the SMHs. I said probably the best thing that came out of all this, even though the SMHs have tested their previous low on about the same volume. So that I'm not really surprised we're not getting what's going on with that either. When we return, we'll look at Splunk and OKTA. What's that?
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we return, as I said before, tomorrow is Tim Ord. If you have any questions for him, let's get it to him early. As I said, he takes a little while to get gone. I sent him a ton of stocks that had tested their previous lows on lighter volume from last Friday, I think. So he's going to be going through some of those tomorrow. Maybe he's got some other stuff that he wants to talk about. Maybe he'll pick a couple of them out there and maybe he saw something. But that's kind of it. Anyway, 877-927-6648. Okay. And what else do we have out here? Okay. Yeah, we've got kind of the first reversal off that 4,400. We're down about 10 points off that on the S&P cash. 11 points now. But light and variable is the way the market is. We had a question here from Zach. And Okada, I think is the way you pronounce it, a kind of a keeper of the keys kind of thing for digital keys, cryptographic keys, that kind of stuff to prove identity. The problem with this one is you haven't done anything other than go down and come back up to a trend line that is headed down. I don't see anything that changes much of anything other than you are slightly back above the lows that were coming in the end of January. But I didn't see a lot of gusto and very light volume last couple of days, so not much going on with that. Splunk is the other one. I think the better of the two companies, if you're asking. I do like this thing going sideways for a while. I would want, this is a pretty good consolidation. There's probably a fairly good chance, though, you go back and retest the 105. So you're about $10 above that now, $9. But you hit that 105.54, which is right at this double gap from December 17th. That double gap goes back a long while. Let's see if we can't pick it up here and take a look where it goes back to. That double gap goes back to right there. So that's April 3rd and April 6th of 2020. And that's probably going to be fairly decent support. You don't have to give it much. I wouldn't want it to close underneath that second gap. So what is that going to be? The close is 102.14. So if you could get down in that area, buy it. You just don't want to close below 102.14. But I think that's the better of the two stocks. I don't like the other one. This one at least is consolidating out in this area, so there's a chance that it gets better. But that's it. Okay. Okay, we're back. And let's see. Okay. Question about Apple. As I've been saying the last couple of days, last week or so, you had to keep an eye on this as they do have new product promotions coming out on the 8th, which should be next Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's next Tuesday. So you got 6 days until that, but it tends to hold up fairly well in the new product announcements. And the other thing that happens is they tend to beat the drum. They've got a lot of money for share buybacks. I don't understand anybody shorting it, but it's got its own issues. Other things going on with Workday. It had earnings. Gapped up yesterday. Decent volume. Even a little bit better candle out here today. But you had 6.6 million shares yesterday. A little more than that, actually. Yeah. So it's done well. This one at least has broken the downtrend with that gap higher on yesterday's earnings. But, still problematic. You probably still want a little bit more consolidation. Question about Oracle. It's up 3.5% today. I was talking to somebody that actually worked from Oracle or worked for them previously yesterday, but they said it's quite the different culture clash to where they went to. But certainly Oracle's back into this candle that's down on the 17th of February with 9.2 million shares and about 5.5 million shares. So pretty much all of it is lighter volume in a lot of these. If we look at the Qs, as I said, you got 4 days of going sideways out here. You had a down day on the 17th with 61 million shares. You're up today on 51 million shares. But all of those, 101 million shares down on the 11th of February. So you're kind of getting into that. If you were thinking that there's more in the Qs out here, double gap at, 364-ish, 363-ish up there. And that would probably be, unless you have a lot more juice, probably the high end of the range for expiration. Okay, what else do we have? Question about the EDZ. This is the bear version of emerging markets, and of course, the bigger problem with economies slowing down because of war in the short term is those emerging markets that are mostly things like steel and aluminum and other commodities that they dig out of the ground, not doing much. You got 3 days are really a whole lot of nothing out here, maybe just slightly higher in this. But I think we're really going to need a sign at the end of the day here to confirm anything. Again, you got decent volume on the way up. You really need at 4,400 now, you really need to close above it. If we have a big sell-off before the end of the day, I think that's problematic for the market. So we'll see. Take a look at some housing. Got a question about Lennar. Of course, a lot of these stocks moving a little bit beyond what most people think that they should have ever been at. Lennar, you're really looking for just a little more. You got a triple gap at 93. That's probably where I would be looking at taking a short position on Lennar. Pretty easy to look at resistance and just put your stop just a little higher. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
And a couple questions from Sam, who wants to look at the VIX. I'll just go ahead and look at the UVXY. He had kind of a blow-off top on the 24th. He kind of came back down, back up in here. Today you got an inside day, so there's not a lot of clues in that. What was the other thing? Oh, the IBB. Let's take a look at that today. Yeah, 4 days of sideways. Volume decreasing each day. Not a good sign either. Okay. Question about SLV from Richard. You're up here at the highs. It's hard. You got lots of volume on March 1st. This depends on what you're doing. You may have a little bit of consolidation, some pullback. You may have had a buying climax here yesterday in this at 23.61. That just means it may consolidate out for a while before it takes the next big run. You may need another nuclear weapon going off or something like that to drive that along with gold. GLD, they're kind of at the top end and need a little bit of consolidation. You got 4 days, well, 3 days into yesterday higher into the blow off on gold on the 24th. You had 33 million shares on February 24th. Yesterday you had 22 million shares. Again, pretty much all these things are buys on pullbacks, and you just hope for a pullback. I was hoping for a bigger one than we got, never got it. Question about Expedia. And of course, when they're shooting at everything, including planes, interesting to see. Yeah, I guess it's kind of hanging in there. Big problem was just way too many people being short this stock. As I said before, I kind of like Airbnb better than any of the rest of these travel stocks. I think you're going to see Boeing take off. See what I did there? It came back into some previous lows. You may need one more test back in here in a 188, 186 range. But I think you've got what the basis of beating out a low out here that could be tradable at 185, but we're going to need a little bit more time to get that done. Okay, what else do we have out here? Let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, question about Digital Realty. DLR. This continues to be in sell-off mode. I think a lot of these big companies moving out of Silicon Valley and some of the other traditional havens of technology and moving around a little bit has been a little tough on this, and probably will continue to be. But we shall see. But as far as this goes, would I short it? No. You got, 10 days or 11 days of going sideways on this. You had kind of a little attempt to bring it out, but generally you might find, this is more of a pattern of maybe accumulation right at the 135 level. Looks like someone's got an order in and holding it up. Light volume today, I'd keep a close eye on it. I don't see much else happening. Not much in the real estate business, but generally interest rates start heading up. Doesn't matter if it's got real estate in it, it goes lower. Okay. Looked at Lennar. Okay, we're back to the one that everybody wanted to be in. Maybe somebody in the den can tell me, was the reason I got nothing but end-to-end phone calls on Planeteer because Kathy Woods was in it and she was pumping it? Was that the reason that it was nonstop, or was it a Robinhood thing or a Reddit thing? Can't remember. Okay. But you got 3 days out here off the move. Again, today we're going to see a lot more about the close and what we can get done. They also, of course, kind of in this fund buying, you could see, I've kind of thought that what we were going to end up having was a little bounce out here in fund buying. We're getting that today. Maybe it holds up around this area until Friday, but that probably the bulk of the cash is going to be in. Even though you have a fairly bullish 3 or 4 days out here for fund buying, generally it gives it back up as soon as that's over. So expect on average about a 0.5%, 0.75% pullback in the broad markets. And then you get into options expiration, which is about 1.25% bullish from that week, that Wednesday to the Friday close 8 days after. So you got a lot of cross currents out here. Okay, Todd is talking about URA. Keep them coming. Path at TFNN.com. Global uranium, as I said earlier on CCJ, which I like better because they can actually ship the stuff. This is more of a shotgun approach to it. But certainly global uranium, nice. I don't know if there's anything you can make out of here. It just looks like this stuff is stuck. You're going to need some kind of event to really blow it through 25 or 26 at the moment. Okay, got some more emails here. Let's see. Okay, got that. Okay, we've already covered those. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Question about Electronic Arts. The problem with this, one thing you really like is this did go back and retest the 125 level of February 2nd with 5.7 million shares with just 2 million shares. But again, this whole market has been a little bit higher for everything today. So you get a 100-point bounce in the indexes. But when you get into these charts, everything's just up a little bit up here today. Yeah. Okay. Question, well, we're not going to get it now. I will answer this question when we return. Let's see.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're getting ready to wrap up the end of the day. I had a question out here that seeing a lot of the SpaceLink stuff around Ukraine and them using the internet. Reviews have been kind of mixed, mostly because they don't have all the satellites up. Also, there's some business practices that need to be ironed out by Starlink and some other issues. They've got kind of a new system that they're selling for businesses that's $1,500 for the equipment, and I don't know what it is, $500 a month. But it's a big honking connection opposed to kind of a residential one that they sell for the equipment for $500. But it works. And of course, it works where you don't have access to the internet. So it is kind of one of those things where you have to kind of understand that it's not the best solution, but it may be the only solution depending on where you're at, especially if you're in the country. That kind of stuff out on a farm, don't have anything. More and more, we're probably going to see 5G answering at least less rural, but not urban communities that as you kind of go off the grid into the countryside and the farmland. But yeah, if you're comparing it to something and you live in a city with, a good 200 megabit per second connection, you probably don't want it. If you want it as a backup, I'm still thinking that maybe 5G is better off if you live in the city. If you live in the country, it may be the only thing you've got. Probably worth it. But, yeah, it does work. Sell when you can, not when you have to. We will see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.